Now, Spice Mass Corporation will lead a 12-member delegation to Tobago's Carnival from October 28th to the 30th. This is SMC's exchange to the Tobago Carnival Committee as part of a Carnival exchange launched by the SMC and Grenada Tourism Authority for the promotion of Spice Mass and Grenada during the 2022 Carnival period. And so joining us to talk more about this is Chief Executive Officer of Spice Mass Corporation, Mr. Kelvin Jacob, and Chief Executive Officer of Jambalasi Grenada, Mr. Ian Charles. Gentlemen, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us on Now.
Good morning, and thank you for having us.
Now, Mr. Jacob, I want to start with you first because I was thinking about the reason for having a showing of the Grenada Carnival at Tobago Carnival that's taking place next week.
Well, it's not just at Tobago's Carnival. Let me put that out there first and foremost, because when we launched that Carnival Exchange back in June of this year, we looked at all the islands within the Caribbean, specifically St. Vincent, St. Lucia, and Tobago. They responded to the call and they came over to us. We went to St. Vincent, we went to St. Lucia. St. Lucia and St. Vincent also came to Grenada. So Tobago being the last in the lot of the carnivals, we are now focused on Tobago. So it's not just for Tobago. But why the Carnival Exchange or the Cultural Exchange specifically is to make sure that we can work together in unity and to showcase our culture to each other and look at the unique aspects of our culture and at the same time learn from each other, take best practices from each other so that we can continue the promotion of our culture and the promotion of our carnival brands.
Right. And I'm also wondering what other carnivals across the region. I mean, for example, can we see a Grenada showing in our Trinidad Carnival next year?
Oh, definitely. Grenada is no stranger to Trinidad Carnival. We are there every year for Trinidad Carnival. So visiting the sister island this year, it's just like crossing the borders from Trinidad into Tobago.
I like how you say that, crossing the borders from Trinidad into Tobago. I'm also
Yeah,
wondering as well.
because we always in Trinidad.
Of course. I'm also wondering as well, how do you think this cultural exchange is going to be affecting the Carnival brand, not just in Grenada, not just in Tobago or across the islands, but for the entire Caribbean region?
Well, I think it's a step in the right direction to show each other that there is strength in unity, or unity is strength. Because while we are unique in our different aspects of our culture, we have similarities and we have specific uniqueness that we are going to showcase and show the world that this is what we have to offer. Despite everything that we have in common, there are specific uniqueness about our carnivals and our culture that we can showcase. And when we work together as islands, we can we can strengthen our brand. Okay, and there's, as I said before, there's unity. All right, there's unity in numbers when all the islands come together and you work towards that common goal of showcasing your culture, not just for competition. We are not competing. We are all putting out a carnival. Yeah. And we have different aspects of our carnival. We have the unique aspects that can be showcased. So we are not outshining each other. So we cannot look at it like that. So there's only strengthening our brand. That's one of the benefits that we are going to get. Strengthening our brand in each other's carnivals as we learn from each other. Working together, we just strengthen and promote our brand.
Nice. And Mr. Charles, I want to bring you in here because I wanted you to speak a little bit about Jambalasi Grenada and some of the benefits that you're hoping to achieve with this cultural exchange.
Well, first of all, thank you for having us. And Jambalasi Grenada is an entity which deals with the documentation and preservation of Grenada's jab culture with emphasis on the jab music. So to be a part of this 12-member delegation headed to Tobago, and I must say, I mean, kudos to CEO Jacobs and the entire Spice Mass team and the entire Tobago Carnival team for allowing such an initiative. Because what we get a chance to showcase authentic jab culture, authentic traditional mass culture. If you look at the carnivals throughout the Caribbean carnivals are largely based upon culture versus festival. So what we've seen that there are a lot of similarities. There are a lot of things that we do that you guys may do. And as a result of those sort of initiatives, we learn from each other, like CEO Jacob said, and we also get a chance to really come together and showcase a unique mass that the Caribbean is known for. And as a result, I'm thinking it's going to have some level of economic, some level of tourism, some level of cultural awareness that's going to go a long, long way. And right now, the Jab Jab has transcended borders. Regionally, it's everywhere, and internationally is really spreading. So it's very, very integral for us to make sure that the authentic practices and the authentic drum patterns is showcased in the correct manner.
Yeah, and I know that we would have had our Tobago contingent come across for Spice Mass this year. And so I'm wondering, Mr. Charles, in terms of key takeaways from that exchange, what were some of the things that maybe you learned or some of the things you didn't know before that you may want to, implement even at Spice Mass?
From the Tobago contingent that came to Grenada,
Yeah, yeah.
I think CEO Jacob
Any key takeaways at all?
Well, I think the better person to get that question is CEO Jacobs, but definitely what I did know, what I did get from it is I got to see some of the acts that came across on our fantastic Friday stage. I think they're one of the main acts out of Trinidad, graced the stage. Sorry, Tobago. I keep saying Trinidad, but it's one nation under God. So.
We understand, yes.
Exactly, but I think CEO Jacob might be the best person to feel that question.
Of course. Over to you, Mr. Jacob.
Yeah, one of the takeaways we got there is that there's, again, as I'm saying again, there's unity is strength. And we learned a lot about the culture of Tobago. We learned that while we have similarities, because Trinidad and Tobago had long-standing relationships from way back when, okay, through the cellular populations, etc. And we are now able to see these cultural practices continuing. And one of the key things that I liked about Tobago's presentation in Grenada, they were selling the carnival as a truly cultural carnival and not just the fete aspect of the carnival. And this is what made us actually decided to bring not just artists, but to bring our traditional mass players into Tobago, because it fits the theme, that ritual, raw aspect of the culture that will be showcased at the carnival. That's how they sold the carnival. So this actually helped us to see, well, oh, that's a nice way where we can actually embrace Trinidad's culture and show them some aspects of our culture as well. And when we're actually there in person, we will see the true traditional aspects of their carnival showcased on stage, on the road, etc., in the carnival characters. And that's why we decided to bring some of our carnival characters in some of the Jab Jab. We know you have Jab Jab there as well, and our Shotney and our Veko, a very unique mass to Grenada. So we are going to be showcasing that to Tobago. Another thing that we learned as well, the music. I remember we took your team, the Tobago team, to one of our top radio stations here, and the performance went live, and people they were happy to see this artist. And I remember specifically Prince Unique. People were saying, "Oh, he is the one who sang that song." So they knew the song, but they couldn't put a face to the song. So he being in Grenada at that time, it actually gave him more mileage, and that in itself helped promote the Tobago's Carnival as well, because the station that we were on, they were live. The world was able to see them at that time. So that's one of the takeaways. So that when we get together and we work together, that's one of the main things that we can say. Once you work together with a common goal, you can achieve great things. And Tobago coming here helped us to see the true meaning of regional integration.
Mr. Jacob, quickly, because I know we're almost out of time, tell us exactly what your itinerary is going to look like when you touch down in Tobago next week.
Well, we have a very packed itinerary. We have on the Friday, we have a welcome reception. Then we are going to be going to that show called, I think it's Pan and Powder. And then we're going to be going to Vibes with Voicey. Saturday, obviously, we are going to be into the Juve with our traditional mass.
You're going into the mud. You're going into the mud and the jab.
Mass. Say that again?
I said you're mixing the mud and the jab.
That's right.
Because we have mud, so I know you bring in the jab, yes?
That's right, yeah. And we are going to be taking part in the parade of the bands as well. So our mass is going to be showcased on the road as well. So it's a very packed itinerary, and we are really looking forward to it. We embrace the opportunity, and we hope that the Tobagoans are ready to welcome us into Tobago as we welcome them into Grenada.
Right. Now, I know some of your soca stars are no surprise to us here. We know them, we know their music. But in addition to that cultural contingent that you were saying that you're bringing across, are you also going to be bringing some of your soca stars as well?
Yes, we are going to be bringing two of them, our reigning road match, Monarch, Jab King, and also Crave, or reigning groovy Monarch. And I know while these people are not part of our team, there are other artists that will be performing in Tobago at the same time during the celebration. I know Mr. Killer is going to be there. He's not part of our contingent. He's
Right.
coming in his private capacity, but at the same time, he's representing Grenada. He is truly Grenadian.
Truly, truly Grenadian. And finally, Mr. Jacob, anything else you want to add before we close?
Well, I just want to say regional integration is important. We talk about it a lot of times. And I think this is a step in the right direction with bringing the two cultures together. And I hope that Tobago would embrace this first carnival and the people would rally around the Tobago Carnival. And we're looking for more collaborations like these through the other islands of the Caribbean and also outside of the Caribbean and diaspora as well, where the other carnivals are held.
Nice. And Mr. Charles, quickly, any closing thoughts?
Well, I would just like to say, everybody look out, Spice Mass contingent. We're going to be down in Tobago in our full splendor, cultural splendor, authentic splendor with our distant relatives from Tobago. And we're looking forward to it and can't wait.
Nice. Well, Mr. Charles, Mr. Jacob, thank you so much for coming on the show and just talking about, that Spice Mass contingent that's going to be in Tobago Carnival next week. I wish you all the best and I hope you have a grand time on our sister isle.
Thank you very much. I'm looking forward to see you with the jab.
Yes, we'll see.
All right.
Have a good day.
Thank you.
And that was CEO of Spice Mass Corporation, Mr. Kelvin Jacob, and CEO of Jambalasi Grenada, Mr. Charles, just sharing about the visit from the Grenada contingent that's going to be in Tobago Carnival next week. You're on the Now Morning Show. We're going to take a break and be right back. Stay with us.